Welcome to the writings of Patrick S. Smith. Hello, all. In for another segment of what I'm up to and what's going on with my writing. Start with, I got some good news. My Friend Death got picked up and will be published in Bewildering Stories sometime this fall. Don't have a date yet, but once I get the date, I'll be sure to pass that along for y'all. It's now the third story in my Death series. Kind of odd because it was just supposed to be a one-off, and it's kind of taken on to its life of its own because I've got two more in the pipeline. One I started drafting a while back, and the other one I'm starting a storyboard. So we actually have a full anthology of those at some point. Wow. Over on YouTube, I released two videos since the last blog entry, Why Is It So and Technology. Both of these were part of the original, what I refer to as the original 10 from high school. So those are now out. Be sure to check those out, and the links will be in the description for that. On my actual writing front, in the last couple weeks, it's been little sparse in some respects because I'm working a lot of overtime on at my regular job, so cuts into writing time. However, I did put another couple hundred words into Amber. I went back and looked at three stories I had started at various stages, also in the world of Olith. One is nearly complete. Just a couple scenes to write. One, I'm at a crossroads on how to take it to the next bit. And the third, I just went back and looked at, try to get some ideas on how to go with it. So Olith is being a very busy place. A lot of work to do there. Also, I received more feedback on the Stafford building. I'm going through and doing revisions on it, and also getting ready to start the first round of revisions to naming the Cirrus. So a lot of editing work ahead of me. Not as much on the Stafford, thank goodness. It seems like just gotta tighten up two sections, make it flow a little bit better. I'm gonna drag a few readers kicking and screaming down to a dark hole. So hopefully that one will get picked up in time for Halloween. Just seems like a good place for that one. Nice and dark. I did put down a first audio draft of my first attempt. Well, not really my first attempt, but my first honest attempt at doing an audio book or an audio story. I'm going to hold off on dropping the title on that one just so I can, surprise everybody. But it's one that a lot of people have liked. Not nearly as rough as I thought it would be. I just had to go back and do some minor revisions to it. So we'll see how it turns out here in a little bit. Hopefully, given a few days, a little bit more free time. Not happening. Oh, more overtime coming. But definitely keep an eye out for that. I'm hoping, another 2-3 good sessions I'll have it done. And finally, to wrap things up, there was an interesting discussion in the not that long ago on one of the Facebook writers groups. The question basically was, when you're writing dialogue, do you actually speak the lines of the dialogue, or do you just write it like any other scene? And I'm one of these people. I tend to speak as I'm writing dialogue. So even the little she said, he said type stuff in there, the dialogue tags, I'll throw that in. But I also have a tendency to do it in the character's voice, because I feel like I have a fairly dynamic voice. I could have been good enough to possibly been a voice actor. So it makes it interesting. One of these days I'd love to have recorder going while I'm doing a scene and getting the dialogue, so you could actually hear the different voices and different cadences as I'm writing dialogue. Uh, but at the same time, some of them get a little hard because do you know how hard it is to talk like an alien millipede when you're writing a story? Ugh. Glad I only did that one once. So, but I think also some of the characters, just to hear their voice, I think adds a layer. Some readers would appreciate that, even if there's never an audio version by me of that story, to hear a character's voice as I hear it. Some people might be into that. So, something to look out for. Just one of these little fun things I might do. So, that's it for right now. Got an idea for something a little extra next time around. Had planned on doing it this time, but hey, life happens. Didn't find the time to get it squeezed in. So everybody take care, and I'll see you the next time. Bye. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. You can find more of my books on Amazon.com. Also, you can find more of my stories and poems at patricksmithauthor.wordpress.com. The links are in the description. Thank you. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. You can find more of my books on Amazon.com. Also, you can find more of my stories and poems at patricksmithauthor.wordpress.com. The links are in the description. Thank you.